this is the oh my gosh. So Green Tank's building a layout right now. He wants to use Boko.
Dun, 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 dun,
He's searching for
dun.
Boko. Uh, anyway, basically, this episode 6, technically, we were gonna do one on the 80th anniversary stuff,
But
but
the footage for it was lost.
it's the lost media now. Just like the pilot once was. Maybe it'll be found in 40 years.
Yeah, that probably won't happen.
Anyway, now we got like now we got this episode's like about just hit era characters and like how they were forgotten sort of, or like
they were made from merchandise.
made for merchandising, which is all of them except like
A
the
fair few made a return, but most of them were just for merchandise.
yeah. And some were even repaints of characters. Some were repainted repaints in the CGI series.
Like Rosie.
Yeah, like yeah, like Rosie. Um I'm more thinking Billy and Dennis, cuz Charlie and Norman
Rosie.
exist. Huh?
And Rosie.
Oh yeah, Rosie. She's a new character. Who's that blue character? Who's that blue girl character that's like that works with Young Bao?
I forgot her name.
And
The
if you
tree
forgot her, it
one.
probably doesn't matter. Uh, so the first character we gotta talk about is Bullstruck the Truck.
Yep.
Bullstruck, he is some character. Like,
The most
literally,
in-depth story ever.
yeah. He went from being a boat to being up on the beach to getting his face recycled and put on a truck. Correct?
Yes.
To be shocked for all of eternity.
I don't have enough room to build a layout. I'm gonna just touch my Boko.
No, don't touch Boko inappropriately.
No, not inappropriately. I just want to hold my Boko.
Just hold him, stroke him. It's like the scene in Austin Powers where he's like, no, we don't eat the kitty. We don't eat the kitty. You know? You've seen Austin Powers, right?
Yes.
You know,
I've
like
seen all
where
three of them.
you know the one with Mini Me where he's like, no, don't eat the kitty. Don't, no, 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 no. You don't eat
Yeah.
it. You just love
I
him.
have my Boko now.
He's like the kitty of your
Perfect
Dr.
condition
Evil.
player. Anyway, we're off topic.
We're not off topic. We're just making a joke.
You're right.
Anyway,
We are just
Bullstruck the Truck, most in-depth character. He went from being a boat to a truck, sort of. We're not saying it's Bullstruck. Don't. Bullstruck's a joke. Okay, he's a joke. Ignore that. Ignore the fact that we made that thing. He's a joke. But for real, Mighty Mac.
is the first hit era character
Yes,
because season 8 did not introduce any new character.
those scoundrels.
You know, it's funny. It's like the first and the last season of the hit era were missing something.
Yeah.
The season 8 was missing new characters, and season 12 was missing songs.
And good story writing.
Yeah.
Except for that one Snow episode with James. That one's good. Anyway, Mighty Mac's like a double based on a double Fairley locomotive.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a very interesting idea. It's a good idea, but it feels like something they would have done with like the Coldy Fell engines to me. That's how I wish they were. Like they had like two faces, but they were both separate personalities, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but it's kind of weird because Mighty Mac is like both engines can control each side.
They can, yeah.
So it's weird, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
You're right. It doesn't.
And it gets a little annoying in the episode because they're like, this way, no this way, no this way, no this way,
I
no.
saw. I saw. Okay, so like, there's a separate podcast called Character Gallery. They did one on Mighty Mac. They they made it to where like Mighty they were originally not double fairlies, and that they were just now turned into double fairlies, and that's why they were acting like that. Because Mighty used to have independence, and Mac was like an add-on to him.
Yeah, I guess that would make more sense.
But that's not what it is. I guess it is kind of silly that they pull against each other. That but here's the thing though. It's actually realistic.
Mighty Mac was also not just a one-off character. He actually made a couple appearances
Yes, but he didn't have any
after
main
his
roles. I mean, he did have roles, but he didn't have main roles.
his only main role was his introduction episode.
Yeah.
He did appear in. He made like cameo appearances, and then he appeared in Dingaling.
Ding-a-ling. That's like
You know,
some. Never mind. Basically,
a cowbell would never make a good bicycle bell.
party surprise.
Does he talk in that one though?
No. He talks in what's that? Mountain Marvel.
Duncan drops a clanger.
Duncan drops a clanger. Yes.
Slow down.
Sir Handle in charge.
That's pretty much all his speaking roles.
Basically, there wasn't really much to do with him. They couldn't think of
They
anything.
could have done more with
There was
him,
a
but they
lot of potential. I feel like if they brought him back in CGI, Brenner would have done some good things with them.
he had a bunch of potential. He just didn't get it fully used, and I feel like he could have been a good character,
Yeah.
but
How
they
do you
just kind of throw
see
him away.
Mighty's personality?
But I think Mighty Mac was definitely one of the most.
Strange.
But also like it was clear that he was made for toys because like you could do so much with a toy like that,
Yeah.
especially the Tommy one where he flips around.
How do you see their personalities?
Mighty seems, I don't know, he kind of seems mighty.
Adventurous. He seems adventurous. He seems
Mighty
like
seems mighty, honestly.
he does seem mighty, and Mac feels
Mac is more of like the little brother side of him.
he to me he feels like the nerd emoji if he was a train.
That's Charlie.
No, that's the goofy emoji. I'm talking about the nerd emoji.
No, it's Billy then.
Oh yeah, that's Billy. That's Billy.
Who we'll talk about in the future.
Do it right. What do we do it right?
Now that's Fergus.
That's Fergus. Okay, but Mighty Mac is like it's interesting. There was a lot of potential for them. And technically, you know how like where they're like go this way and they're like no go the other way? That's actually accurate, dude. Like I know it goes like that in the episode, but here's the thing. It's accurate. You see, they're actually just two engines that are put together, and sometimes they'll pull against each other. It's realistic. At least I think
mean,
so.
yeah.
That's what I've heard. I heard the double fairlies do that. Anyway, Mighty Mac, not much to talk about, considering they only had, like, one episode. So, yeah.
In the spotlight.
Yeah.
Next is
Molly.
Molly, correct?
I think this was the era's favorite character to use. Actually,
I
no.
feel like
This was not their favorite character to use. It was their favorite standard gauge character to use. That's how I'll
Molly
phrase it.
was definitely, I don't know, actually. I feel like she was another more just like a toy
She
character.
is based off a
'Cause-
DER D56 or an LNER D15.
Because I feel like parents in the store are gonna want to buy a bright yellow train rather than like a dark green train like Emily.
Yeah, I think that's why she sold well. She was also in a lot of like activity games, like on the Thomas website where like where you gotta like memorize the whistles.
Yeah,
Molly was
she had
one
a
of the
bunch of
engines.
merch.
She did, yeah. She had Trackmaster, Tomy. She had
An RC Trackmaster.
she did. I have that.
Cool.
I have the.
I do.
It's like they had the RC. She had Take and Play. She had Wooden
Take
Railway.
along,
Take
take
Along.
along, and take and play. Wooden Railway, Capsule Player
They
Hill.
made her during like the 2013 redesigns too. I think
They make freaking Class 40.
they made Class 40, Big City
Caldy.
Engine.
They made Stepney. They made Caldy.
They did, yeah. They had a lot of characters. Uh, they also but Molly, she only had one episode,
One lead episode.
one lead episode. Uh,
And honestly, in that episode, she wasn't even really the lead. It was more Thomas.
yeah. She did have a lot of appearances though.
She had a couple little dialogue here and there, like in Thomas Set Sail. She told Thomas to slow down or whatever.
Yeah, she did. She also had a role in like that one Henry's Lucky Trucks.
She doesn't speak though. I don't
No, she
think
does.
she says like 3 words.
She's like, I thought you were collecting the blah blah blah.
Oh, fun fact about Molly:
Trivia
her first
time.
her first parent appearance wasn't Molly's special.
Milkshake muddle.
It was Thomas's milkshake muddle because she's just like passing by,
She was heading
and we're
to.
like, "Who's that?"
This was before
And then we
Emily
find out
made
like
fun.
what, 2 episodes later.
This was before Emily made fun of her. So she was mentally fine, and now she's mentally not fine. Like Molly, what is Molly's character? Because we only like see her kind of depressed the entire episode.
She was just a nothing character, honestly.
No, like what do you see her personality
She
as?
had a cool design though.
She did.
She seems like a nice engine, I guess. That's kind of all I have to say.
I think she's sensitive. She's just very sensitive.
Well, yeah, she got embarrassed and ran away. So
She got embarrassed. Like she seems to get really sad really easily.
she's probably sweet but sensitive.
Because she was sad sitting in that yard because Emily made fun of her for pulling empty trucks. And that set her. Any normal engine would just be like, whatever. But Molly, she got really sad. You know?
Yeah.
So she's got to be a really sensitive character. Anyway, basically she didn't really do much other than be shy, cry, and run away. So,
And then feel proud for like 3 seconds until the wind whipped the
whipped.
tarps off.
Yep.
Those
But
trucks are
but
empty.
it seems to be the Hit Era's favorite standard gauge engine. At least I think.
Other than Rosie.
Other than Rosie and
Whiff.
Rocky. Whiff is not the Hit Era. I'm talking about like for the model era.
Oh. Well, probably Molly then too, because Rosie didn't really make that many appearances in the hair.
Molly and I'm talking about like steam engine character, and that would, well, standard gauge moving character, because Rocky's more like just replace the breakdown crane. So like every time there's like an accident, they're using Rocky. So,
I mean,
like,
he literally is a breakdown crane.
so like there's really nothing else to it. Anyway, Hit Era's favorite character is standard gauge character is Molly.
Is Neville, right?
Let's talk about Dennis. Well, oh, it's Neville. Yeah, sorry.
Your favorite character?
He's my child.
Have the Tommy one.
Hello, child. It is I. the merchandise for Neville, I can say, is really good, especially
Yeah,
the
the Tommy
Tommy
one is really nice.
peak. It's peak.
But it's too bad Neville had literally nothing to him.
He
In
had a he
his own episode, the only things he says are hello, hello, and thank you.
for real. One thing I can
Literal
say,
proof he was just made to
cool.
make.
I like his design, but like he seems kind of like to me he seems really like I don't know what his character would be other than like him being like
Shy.
shy. Yeah, he seems like he'd be shy. Well, technically he's a wartime engine built for war, wasn't he?
That doesn't explain his character at all.
It doesn't, but like, what if he has Vietnam flashbacks and that's why he's shy?
Bruh. What if when like Ari and Bert made him hit the trucks, he was like, "Oh no, is that a gunshot?"
Oh my gosh. You know, it seems like there would be a lot of. I feel like Neville would be the kind that brings diesels and steamies together, because, like, from a distance, you would think that's a diesel engine. But when you get closer, it looks like a steam engine, you know?
The one thing that made me mad is when Thomas saw him with him and just immediately assumed that he was with the Diesels.
Racist!
I mean, he literally didn't even hear a word that they were saying, and didn't even see Neville get like teased,
My
and he
question
immediately,
is,
oh yeah,
how did
he only
Toby.
likes the Diesels.
How did Toby know? Was Toby in the yard too? Ari and Bert were being horrible to him in the yards.
Maybe he was,
Maybe.
or maybe he was puffing along afterwards, and they were still there, and Ari and Bert were still doing
Maybe
stuff.
Neville actually did talk to Toby before he got Annie and Clarabelle.
Yeah, the thing that makes me mad too is when Percy's like, he wants to biff into the steamies. Like, no one ever said that.
No one ever said he's going to commit assault.
And literally, no one said that.
By the way, calling all engines so much assault. There's so much assault.
There's a whole fight scene.
I feel like if this took place during like stories of Sodor, like they would all be arrested somehow.
Wait, we forgot a character.
Who?
Stanley.
That's. You're right, Stanley. Which one? Stanley.
Welcome,
All right,
Stanley.
Stanley. But okay, there's not much to Neville.
How we all
Okay, I just
became.
like his design and stuff, and I would just make him shy and probably give him a character or something. I don't know.
That's how we became friends, though.
It seems like Molly and Neville would get along really well.
That's what I was about to say. I think they'd be good together.
Not in that kind of way, but like,
Not like I'm not shipping them.
don't you
No,
dare.
it's weird. I can't stand people who do that.
They're trains. But basically, they're like a good pair. They're seen together. They are seen together one
Emily and the
time.
garbage,
Yeah, they were seen together at one time.
which they weren't in character then, because they were saying that they laughed at Emily with Whiff.
Yeah.
Murdoch's not even in character either, because
The fact Neville was seen next to Murdoch.
that was just so random.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I got to see Murdoch, but Murdoch. Um, next character, Dennis.
The Menace. I
Yeah.
feel like he appears the least.
He he really does.
He had one episode and then one cameo in The Great Discovery.
And
Not
he
basically it.
also had one shot in a season 10 learning segment.
One shot, and that was literally it. And he was supposed to be in Day of the Deals, but of course they got to make new toys, so they made Norman instead.
They made Norman, yeah. and he became even more boring than Dennis.
Name one trait of Norman right now.
Unibrow.
At least with Dennis, we at least know something about him. We know
He's
that he's like,
lazy. He's like
yeah,
the male version of Daisy.
that's
Daisy,
the difference
you know,
with
Daisy
like
would be a great role model for Dennis, like teaching him how to not be lazy. Like showing him that like work is actually really nice, you know?
yeah, but like that's the difference between him and like characters like Neville, where like we don't know literally we know nothing about Neville, but we know that Dennis is lazy.
Yeah, so that's at least we know he does have a character.
Same with Molly. Molly really doesn't have
But
anything
here's
else.
the thing: he was made by the same person who made Neville, which was
Wait,
which was um who built this?
wait,
Um,
wait, dude, are you recording?
yeah,
It says recording has it started.
I am. I'm using OBS.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Okay, he's a BR11001, one of a kind diesel. Apparently not because Norman exists. He was
What if Norman is Dennis?
like a refined version.
Like, what if he went on a new name, like Peter Stan or
No, that
Sir
sounds
Henry, and he got
no.
repainted
If he renamed himself Norman, then he has a bad
and he
taste
went
in names.
Indian?
Then he has a bad taste in names because Norman's a. I don't like the name Norman because it reminds me of Norman Price from Fireman Sam.
I feel like Norman is like your like uncle that's in rehab's name.
Yeah. Anyway, he was designed by Oliver Bullied, who designed Neville as well. So technically, they're cousins.
So is Rebecca.
So is Rebecca. Yeah, you watched Thomas Stairs' video, did you?
Yeah, the one with the facts.
Yeah. But basically, they have like it's because they got the Bullied styled wheels.
Yeah,
But like, Dennis is mainly lazy. That's his whole personality.
he's not a menace.
He's not a menace. He's just very, very boring.
I mean, I'm glad that they gave him some character. The
Yeah,
only
same.
problem is he learned it by the end of the episode, and so we didn't really get to see like
I don't even need to go on the wiki because we could just say what we know about the characters. Jeremy.
Jeremy spoken.
Jeremy's really. Ugh. I don't know how to feel about Jeremy. I don't like him.
He doesn't make sense within the show too,
For some reason, it looks like a Tugs character.
because like, but like the show's supposed to take place in like the like 1940s and 50s, but like,
I like to think that it goes
but
to
the
modern
but
day.
his plane
I
design is from like the 90s and the 80s.
That's true. For some reason, Jeremy gives me Tugs vibes. He reminds me of like,
Like his eyes.
yeah, his eyes look like his eyes are weird. Like, how do the driver and fireman? How does the driver? I almost said fireman. Who needs a fireman on a plane?
Or do
How,
like do the pilots not even matter? Is Jeremy the one that's controlling himself?
that's true. It could
And
be
like
like
when
a
it
tug
rains,
situation where like the tugs are driving themselves and
and like
Jeremy.
when it rained in that episode, and you know that shot where he's like closing his eyes?
Imagine
Can
it.
like can
He.
they like see, or is he just like flying recklessly in the sky?
What if it's like a one-way mirror where like on one side it's like his face and eyes, but like in reality there's a window that the drivers can see.
That is kind of weird.
That's a really weird thing.
Did you get that from Unlucky Dog?
No, that's just I didn't even watch that video, dude. It's just an idea I came up with.
I think he said that in like an old video.
If he did say that, then I'm not trying to copy him. That's just what I think. And now we got okay. That's and Jeremy. What would his character be? I feel like he would
Kind
have
of smug.
kind of smug. For some reason,
Well, I see the whole island all at once.
I feel like Jeremy would have a personality disorder. Cause he goes everywhere. Like he goes like to the UK. He like I'm
He
thinking
probably
like
goes to America.
if I'm thinking if he was an international plane, he would like have different accents. You know, cause he
I mean,
would.
he probably is an international
I
plane.
like to think that he knows a lot of languages too.
I'm sure he'd have to.
But like that's a cool idea actually that he knows a lot of languages. Like maybe he could be like let's say like
What if he appeared in Bwaba and he spoke different languages?
what if he was that plane from Boba?
The one that looks like the JJ the jet plane?
Yeah.
JJ the jet plane.
The characters do look like they're from JJ. Jeremy looks like he's from JJ.
JJ the jet plane.
Nightmare Fuel. Uh,
It's the creepiest
should
show
we
I've
go
ever
to the
watched.
next character?
Which is Fearless Freddy.
Freddy! The Hit Era's favorite character.
Really interesting character.
He's actually the Hit Era's favorite character because he got the most roles out of any Hit Era character. He had like 3 episodes.
His character kind of doesn't make sense though, because like, I mean, like, how could he be from like the original, like, Skarloey Railway?
Well, in canon, everyone thinks he worked on the Mid-Sodor, and that's how Sir Handel knows, which honestly makes a lot more sense.
That actually does make some more sense,
It makes a
because
lot
that
more sense.
this Sir Handel recognizes him.
You know, it'd be funny if Freddy comes back and he's just like, "Hello, Falcon."
Now that doesn't make sense. Doesn't he just call him Sir Handel?
Maybe he forgot the name and just said by his nameplate.
That could be it. But I'm sure if you met someone named Falcon, you wouldn't
Yeah.
remember his name as Sir Handel. You'd probably be like, "Oh, did you change your name?"
Yeah, but I do not like the introduction episode. I like Freddy. Don't get me wrong, but
I
I
thought
don't like.
Renese's crash was kind of cool.
Huh?
Renese's crash was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool, but like, I don't like how it's Scarlowe and Rheneas. Like, I get it, they de-aged them, but like, it sort of handles like the old one now. But like, would it make more sense if Duke was in that role and then Sir Handel and Peter Sam were the ones racing Duke? That would make a lot more sense, honestly. What do you think?
That would.
And it would make it feel more Mid-Sodor-y. It'd be like the Mid-Sodor reunion.
That would have been a cool idea. I mean, obviously Smudger wouldn't have been there.
But
Even
like,
even if Freddy was from the Mid-Sodor.
but what did Freddy do? How'd he get the name
rings
Fearless
bells.
Freddy?
Yeah, we don't even know why his name is that.
He's called Fearless Freddy.
Like, he never faced any fears. Or, like, he never faced a fearful thing. Like, maybe if his introduction episode was, like, Fearless Freddy had to, like, take a night train, and he didn't know the new railway that well. So, you know, he got lost, and he realized he wasn't Fearless Freddy after all, or something like that.
I like to think that he did something on the Mid-Sodor Railway that gave him the name Fearless Freddy. Like, let's think of an idea. So, like, were there any major events that happened on the Mid-Sodor? Like, okay, imagine this. Like, this might be changing a bit of lore in the Railway series, but what... Actually, no, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say replace Duke with Freddy on the mountain road thing where Falcon almost falls off, but that wouldn't work. Um, I don't know. Should we put that on hold because we kind of gotta carry on. We got a bunch of other characters to get through.
Yeah.
But he had two more episodes, which was in the Party Surprise, which is one with Colin in it, and the Bell, which is a great character, by the way.
Ding along, ding a lang, find the bell with the very best ring.
I love that
Such a
episode.
peak episode.
It's a peak episode. It's so good yet so bad.
I love the part where like he says Fearless Freddy could see his friends, but they couldn't see him, even though Mac is staring right at him.
Staring into his soul. It's like, what if it's like a Coley Fell situation where like he's looking through one way, but not the other. So Max just staring blankly into the distance, unconsciously.
That's creepy.
It is, but it's funny. Imagine if Mighty Mac was a Coley Fell engine. It would be like, it'd be like, I can't look down. I'm afraid of heights, and it's like, come on, Mac, we gotta make it to the top. Well, you're not the one looking down the whole time.
And then he pulls him down the hill.
And then when they start going down, Mac's going full speed, and he's like, "Oh my!" And Mac's like,
Whee!
"Oh my gosh!"
He pulls a Skarloey from Scarlet the Brave.
No, he commits Godred. Commits Godred. Falls off down the mountain, like in Fearless Freddy Rheneas style.
And then gets destroyed Godred style.
Destroyed Godred style. No, destroyed Boulder style.
Destroys a shed and catches on fire.
Yeah. Okay. Rocky. He's a crane. They brought him back in the hit era, in the nitrogen.
And he gets introduced in probably the worst episode ever.
Edward gets.
Edward strikes out.
Yeah. I like
Newfangled
to call it Edward hits puberty.
No, yeah, but Edward is old. He's already hit puberty.
Okay, that would make sense. Do you think Edward would be the type to hold a grudge?
I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
What if Rocky was on the railway before, but was like a troublesome crane? And then when he comes back as a reformed crane, like he's like, "Hello," like
and
nicer,
like,
and Edward's like,
"No, you're newfangled nonsense because you're troublesome."
Yeah. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, but at the same time, it kind of doesn't. I don't know. I just can't picture Rocky being in like, you know.
It'd be funny if troublesome crane was a thing.
Someone should make that
Yeah.
into like a story.
Rocky got a lot of love in the CGI series, like that one Rocky Rescue episode where Rocky flips over.
Oh, that was a cool episode.
That was cool. That was an interesting idea too. The breakdown crane needing a rescue. My question is, why didn't they get Judy and Jerome?
Emergency.
AKA the CGI breakdown crane. Therefore, giving me more reasoning why the...
Did Adventure Begins come out before or after that episode?
It came out after. I mean, it came out before because the new animation... I feel like Rocky Rescue
Yeah, but
was 20.
wasn't it from like season 19?
It was 20.
Yeah, so it came out after.
But there's not much to Rocky. He's more like just a nice character who likes to help out whenever he can.
Yeah. He's kind of like Buster.
Buster. He's just like vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom.
He's like the portable Cranky, but not Cranky. He's like portable Big Mickey.
He's literally just a breakdown crane. That's literally all there is.
That's all there is until the CGI series where it becomes more interesting. He was also responsible for getting Thomas to go up and climb Owen. And he almost killed Skarloey. And met Skarloey in the model series.
Yeah.
And is in the intro, so technically he's a main character. Rocky's a main character. He was in the intro of the show. Let's go.
Wait, he is?
Well, the roll call. He's in the roll call. They replaced the breakdown crane with Rocky in the season 11 upgrade. Remember?
Oh, do you mean the outro?
Yeah.
I thought you said the intro.
Sorry, I meant outro. But not much to Rocky. He didn't really get an episode to himself, so there's not much to talk about. Cause
I mean, I guess he's cool.
he's cool. He's big.
Tractor Rocky.
The one thing I can say is right is that they say he's a crane. In a learning segment, they say, in the beginning they say Rocky is a crane.
Oh, is it that one that's from that DVD?
Yeah. Carnival Capers. And then there's like Harvey's right here too. Rocky's too
And then
fat.
they try to make Harvey lift a big rock.
It's like Rocky's too fat and Harvey's too skinny.
And Henry crashes out on Rocky. He's like, I have too much work to do. I can't take you to pick up that rock.
Why does he have Rocky in the first place?
Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, who's the next character?
Rosie.
It's me.
You sounded more feminine than Michael Brandon did. It's me.
It's me.
To me, Rosie's the equivalent of a fangirl. Like, she seems
that's
like
literally what she is.
I like to think that she read the Railway series, and that's why she's such a fan of Thomas. You know?
Well, I can say for Rosie, even though she definitely did appear a lot after her debut episode, she was definitely made for toys.
She was definitely made for toys. She
was
was
like,
not seen a lot.
You're gonna be like, oh, I have Thomas, the blue boy engine. My son also needs Rosie, the pink girl engine.
That's true. She's like the stereotype little girl.
She's the stereotypical female engine.
No, she's the stereotypical little girl type engine.
Like Thomas is her big brother,
like,
basically.
She was made for little girls, literally. Because when girls see the bright pink engine, they're gonna be like, "Mom, can I buy that?"
Yeah.
But honestly, I like Rosie, because like she actually had a character arc over time. Like in the model series, the hit model seasons, she's like kind of childish and acts like a little sister to Thomas, you know?
Yeah, but
like in Hector the Horrid, Thomas is final straws when he scares off Lady.
Yeah,
not Lady, Rosie.
He starts out thinking she's really annoying and like doesn't like her that much because she's kind of a fangirl. And then when Hector scares her, Thomas turns into like a big brother.
Yeah. There was also one time Sir Topham Hatt's car pooped on her.
Oh yeah.
Fifi the car. The Adventures of Fifi the car. Imagine if the Fat Controller's car had a face. It's just like, whoa! It's like it's literally just the Winston episode. Like, imagine if the Fat Controller's car in the model series was Winston. And like the blue car was named Winston, and he's like, faster, faster. It's like that one Winston episode, but model series.
Imagine Winston flies by.
Whoa!
Like, wee! as he shits all over Rosie.
It's like that one Cars meme where Sally does that to McQueen. You see that?
Yeah.
We are bad. We watch bad stuff.
Wee!
They also kill Arthur.
With fish.
His spotless record's gone again.
It was mended and then it was gone again.
Rip. That's really funny. But like Rosie had a big character arc from going from little girl to basically an adult in the CGI series.
And she gets repainted and looks a little more mature.
Yes. Other than Racing James, but I'm pretty sure engines like racing.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine if she got painted red just to troll James.
I mean, that's kind of what it seemed like. Because they made a whole episode about that. Like, no, I'm the only red engine.
No.
Literally, Arthur. You know that one learning segment from a DVD where they're like,
Arthur's
there's
maroon.
only one red engine on the island?
That's false information.
Arthur. Scarloey. Renee. Well, Renee's is more orange.
Renee's is orange. There were not many red engines.
Scarloey, Arthur.
Anyway,
All I can really think of.
Rosie did have an episode in the Hit era. And
Thomas' birthday, man.
and it's the funniest episode ever.
Oh,
Because,
the Rosie's Fun Fair special?
yes, because the only reason it's so funny is because instead of the last lines of Stepney being Bluebells Forever, it's Oh My.
Oh my. And it's only in the US dub.
Yeah. So they screwed us over. We already talked about that in a past podcast.
The season 12 episode. Go watch it.
Go watch it right now. But like, but we basically know what's up in that episode. Basically, Rosie does stupid stuff, acts like she doesn't see Emily by express coaching.
Even though she's clearly, like, right there.
Clearly, said Duck, she is right. Emily is right there, and you can literally see her. I find it. I love Oh My so much.
Oh my.
Oh My.
It's covered in pink sugar.
What? That's used for cotton candy, right? It looks
Yeah, it's
like
probably
it.
like cotton candy.
Anyway, not much else
It
to
could have
say
just
about
been like that Fun Dip stuff.
Fun Dip. Yes. But like, I like Rosie. She's cool. She seems like if like you really tried to give her character, she'd be kind of a good. She'd probably work in the classic series somehow. You know.
Yeah. Oh, another fun fact. You know why she's number 37?
Because she's the 37th engine, standard gauge engine introduced into the TV show.
That's correct.
Anyway, we got the best character ever, guys. Mr. Snowman!
Mr. Snowman, I told you to go back to the children.
He was first.
Why are you still following me?
The portable one was introduced in season 10, but the original one was introduced in season 7, where Oliver killed him. But then he got resurrected, and now he floats.
And he haunts Thomas.
He haunts Thomas. Just
For,
because
like-
he's bored. Thomas didn't even do anything, he's just bored.
It's like, I don't even know. Imagine that episode was Oliver's frosty friend, and Oliver passes the thing, and the snowman spots him and seeks revenge and starts following him.
He kills Oliver somehow.
Anyway, this was just a joke. What's the next character?
Whiff.
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 Wee
Whiffy woo.
wee. My name's Whiff.
You have the whiff voice, dude.
Well, what can we say about Whiff?
Smelly.
He has glasses.
And the nerd emoji.
Yeah, but he's cool. He's a chill guy.
He's the chill nerd emoji. Honestly, I feel like Whiff was better in the CGI series.
Whiff is the nonchalant version of the uh, nerd emoji.
In the model series, Whiff's like a stalker. Like he's like a Discord mod.
He's like a wise engine.
I like to think. I mean, he's old, but I feel like he's so old he can't get any more women. So he's just a Discord mod. He's just the fat Discord mod sitting in his parents' basement, who's just like, that's a hot girl.
And then he proceeds to goon.
Proceeds the goon. Okay, let's not talk about that on a Thomas podcast. This is a family friendly. Say it with me now, family friendly.
Goon.
Just because you like it doesn't mean other people have to like it.
What?
Huh? Anyway. And now he's crashing out. Okay.
But if I'm being honest, Whiff was a cool character.
He was better in the CGI series, but he felt like a stalker.
I mean, he only really had one appearance in Hit Era.
He had two. He had three. He was seen in Great Discovery, and he was also.
He was like way in the back, though.
He was way in the back. He's isolated too. That's another reason why he's a Discord mod.
He has no female interaction.
No female.
Other than Emily.
Rosie and Molly are literally on the bridge behind him, and he's like getting out of the way just to not bother them. Like he's hanging with the pack.
Excuse me, miss. I'm sorry, princess.
He's like hanging with the pack because there are no females.
Isabella didn't appear.
Isabella wasn't in the movie, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Wait, was Buster in Great Discovery?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
But he's not female.
That's true. And Whiff was also seen in season 12, where I think I think they recycled his CGI face for Nitrogen too. Actually, no, they didn't.
He has like, a mini.
Hello, Toby. Why are you looking at old tin cans?
That was funny.
That's a really funny line.
It is pretty funny. Especially when he's the garbage engine and he specializes in it.
He does specialize in it, does he? Anyway, I like Whiff. He's fun character. Yes, he's the nerd emoji and a Discord mod all rolled into one, but great character.
But next up is even more of an emoji than a nerd emoji.
Hector.
Oh wait, no. I thought it was Billy next. No, Hector. Sorry.
Hector's
like,
Hector's the definition of the dude who has anger issues, but like
I feel like he has the most successful arc of any Thomas character.
He does in the Hit era at least, because like they continued it.
Because he goes right from being a mean jerk to being a nice chill guy.
A chill dude. What do you think Hector is?
And then he turns into a Spanish guy. Anyway.
Hector's pretty cool, I think. He does have a character arc. He's more like scared.
It happens in like 3 minutes too.
Yeah. It's like an 8-minute story arc. What is Hector even? What even is he?
A coal truck?
Well, obviously, but what type of coal truck?
Like one of I don't know what
He
it's
looks like an
called.
American hopper car.
He does. I've seen like one like him by the tracks like close to where we live.
Yeah,
I forgot what it's called.
a hopper car.
Yeah, he's just a hopper car.
But like, he has a story arc, and that's all that matters. He's like the most developed truck in the series somehow,
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I
other
like
than
him.
Toad and Bradford, but they're brake fans, so I don't know if that counts or not.
Oh, and Scruffy.
Well, Scruffy's dead, so he died in season 5 when
Rebuilt.
he died in the coal mines. Remember?
Oh yeah, he got crushed to death.
That's a way worse fate.
He
Which
got torn
which is
apart, then
worse?
crushed to death.
Which is worse, being stretched apart or crushed to bits?
Probably crushed because you instantly die.
But being torn apart's like slow and painful.
I mean, yeah,
Wouldn't crushed
but
to
you at
death
least
be
you at
less?
least get like you at least process that you're like gonna die. Like if you get crushed to death, you have no idea.
That's why it's called a not painful death.
I
Uh,
guess being stretched would be a little more brutal.
let's test Hector to see how far we can stretch him.
Okay.
Okay, now we got nerd emoji. Billy.
Stop telling me what to do. You're a very bossy engine.
You're very bossy. Bossy. He sounds like you watch Big Bang Theory, right?
Uh huh.
He sounds like Howard's mom. He seems like he'd have a male voice of Howard's mom, like have a Boston accent. He seems like that. He would have a Boston accent. I'm Billy.
Let's go.
I feel like at some point Billy would have braces for that fix his teeth.
I mean, he has buck teeth, so yeah.
I feel like the Fat Controller's just like, all right, Billy, we're gonna give you these oversized braces.
Stop telling me what to do.
Shut up! You're putting these on. We do not want you looking like a hillbilly. You're a British locomotive.
But my name
You're
is Billy.
you're the stereotype. You're the stereotypical British person. We do not need that.
You're a very bossy controller.
Anyway, Billy, I hate. I like him and hate him.
He's definitely made for toys again because
Yeah.
he's bright orange.
He's also. They also repainted Billy into looking like Charlie. Think
Which
about
honestly, I kinda wish they would have kept Billy. I think it would have been cool to see him.
in the Brenner era, they would have done probably a good job with them because they did episodes about Charlie in the Brenner era. Imagine if those were about Billy instead.
He was supposed to be in Splish Splash Splash, but got replaced.
Why couldn't they just have both of them? Like, think about it. They could have just duplicated Billy and then repainted the other one to look like Charlie.
And they became brothers.
Yeah, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then
He
you'd
probably
make.
appears the least out of any of these characters.
He does,
He
yeah.
only appears in one episode and literally nothing else.
I wish he appeared in more episodes.
Like, literally no background appearances, no music video, nothing. Just the episode he was in.
I feel like he was in The Great Discovery, or is that a
He was
Mandela effect?
He wasn't.
Okay. Good to know. But Billy's basically just annoying. That's his whole character. He's like me. He's like the
Yeah.
stereotype.
He's exactly like you.
He's exactly like me. Because I don't like being told what to do. That's me. Except when it comes to making video games. In that case, I need orders on what to do. I'm not a good listener. Anyway, that's Billy. Now we come to one of my favorites,
Madge.
Madge. I
I
like.
love Madge.
I see Madge as like this cowgirl. She's like a cowgirl. She's like, yoo like
Her
literally.
Madge is cool.
Like, what do you think? Do you think she could have a southern accent? She can be like, yoo cowgirl. You know?
She seems like the mother of the narrow gauge engines.
Yeah.
But like the cool mom. She seems like a cool mom.
The stepmom.
Bruh.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't know what that's like. But yeah, she seems like the cool mom.
Yeah. There's not much to say though. She has a
Actually, there
triangle
is.
face.
She has 2 episodes. Wash Behind Your Buffers, which shows that she cares for how the engines look,
And
and
cool truckings
and
where
Cool
she
Trucking's where she shows Duncan how exciting she can be. You know that
yeah.
that Cool Trucking's is mainly the episode why I think she's a cowgirl, because when she moves her trailer to the side to spray snow, she's like, I feel like she'd go, Yahoo! You know? And plus, she's kind of like
She's
a
pretty
horse.
policeman too.
She's kind of like a horse, too, because, like, but, like, the engines ride on horses. Like, and
What are
Madge.
you coming up for Madge?
What?
What are you doing, man?
Okay, here's how I see it. I like to think she's like a cowgirl. Like, her personality, she has a southern accent, and she can carry engines, correct? So, and what do people do with horses?
They ride them.
And what do cowboys ride?
A horse?
Exactly. Think of the cowboy boy. Think of a cowgirl, but it is the horse. What do you think of that?
Nay home.
Dude, that was an unfunny joke. That was unfunny.
It wasn't a joke. I now identify as a horse.
Oh, okay. I guess you can do that now. I guess in the day and age we live in, you can do that now. And we got one more character.
Stanley.
Welcome, Stanley.
The line that started our friendship.
Yep. No, really, it is. Literally, okay, so me and him, we did soccer together. We didn't know, like, we kind of just hung out. And then, like, I made a welcome Stanley joke while at soccer practice, and he recognized it and came up to me and was like, you know what that's from? And I'm like, yes.
No, I remember you said you were like, it's from an old show. Don't worry about it. And I was like, are you talking about Thomas? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, you know Thomas too?
And then we kiss. I'm joking. I'm joking. Or am I? I'm
He's
joking.
not.
Yeah, I'm not joking. We kiss. I'm joking. Okay, but like seriously, this is the last character because we already talked about the others in the season 12 video. Go watch that. Go watch
Stanley
that.
Stanley made a lot of like background appearances, but he never had a lead role.
He really did not.
Like not even like he made a bunch of background appearances. He made a couple here and there, like conversations, but he never had a lead role in an episode ever.
He never did. Like he was just like a supporting character in season 12. Like I feel he felt like the Ryan of the model series, but like they
That's what
didn't
he
do
did.
anything with him.
I mean, he looks cool. I like how he's white and stuff. He's cool looking, I
What's
guess.
what's wrong with him not being any other color? I'm joking.
I love Donald and Douglas though.
That's true. They're Scottish.
I hate Diesel though.
I like Diesel.
I'm just kidding. I do
Don't diss
actually.
my boy Diesel. He's got his devious on fleek. His deviousness is on fleek, bruh.
No. So I feel like Stanley's another character we could definitely make a character for.
I'm about to diesel it tonight. I'm dieseling it.
Okay.
Okay.
Chill out.
Let's chill out. Okay, yeah, we're recording this at like 10 o'clock. So we're kind of like, we're kind of dying. So, Stanley, I don't like Stanley that much.
I mean, he's okay. Like we said, he doesn't make a lot of appearances. He's kind of just Thomas's like Mr. Steelio girl, basically,
Yeah,
because him and Percy are in a gay relationship,
he and Percy are in a gay relationship, and then like
and
it's
Stanley starts talking to Percy.
and
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Duck gets in the way of Thomas and Percy's relationship. He's just like in the middle of the track, and like Percy's like looking for Thomas, like Thomas, where are you? And then like Thomas comes back and he's like, thank you, Duck. And Duck's like, I don't know what I did. And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. We need to do an episode on Duck one day.
Next episode, maybe.
Maybe. Duck's a cool character. But like not much to say on Stanley.
I feel like if he had a character, he'd just kind of be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about it.
The
I
nice
know this
rich guy.
wasn't our best episode.
Definitely not.
It's definitely not. It was kind of like clumped together because we lost the original one. But that's
Yeah.
mostly because it's kind of late and we're kind of just now getting back into this, so
And it's late and we're tired.
yeah. But we're really just getting back into this, so
And we do want to make a lot more episodes, but, we couldn't because of school.
yeah. But now we can. And it's almost been 1 year since we did the first episode, so we're definitely gonna do
First
something
episode
about
was in
that.
like July, I think.
Maybe what if we did why Bash and Dash aren't bad characters?
But they are.
Exactly, they are. What? Let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil any ideas. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully, this was kind of crap, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
And
kind of a filler episode.
yeah. And we'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.